The stream. My name is Lee. Welcome on in. Um, so today is apparently it's Transgender Awareness Week, and I did not know that. So hi, I'm Lee, not straight or not cis. Cool. Yeah. We should say I'm not cis. You know what? I could just okay. I usually say not a woman because everyone knows what that means. That's my usual disclaimer. Disclaimer is a funny way to put it, but yeah. Because apparently, even if I just say, "Oh, my pronouns are this today or that today," but I do different ones on different days, and nobody apparently picks up on the fact that that means I'm fucking tranny. Because apparently, people are weird like that. Anyway, sorry, I shouldn't use coarse language, but it is Transgender Awareness Week, so hi, be aware, I'm exist. Also, I need to put this up, so I'm up on the interwebs. Um, I need to open this up, and I need to close this down, and hi. And then I hit that, and um, okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right, and there we go. Yes. So that, and now I need to go to the other one, and mostly to my own. Yep. Um. Oh, so the reason I put um. Okay. I didn't even put in the going live now section of my own thingy that I was going live. That kind of sucks. That was a terrible move. I did not mean to do that. Okay. All right. We are that. So, I don't know if I should go on any other of the other what's it and say I'm going live. I feel like at a certain point you just don't do stuff and um anyway let's see. Where was I gonna go? I was gonna go to all the different places and do all the different things, and yeah, that was okay. So we have one viewer. So apparently, whatever. I mean, it's fair. I got spoiled by having like 15 people come and watch the freaking stream yesterday, but for Saturday. All right. Oh wow. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Lee. I do tabletop RPGs, and I tend to have a bad habit. Well, I wouldn't say bad habit. I tend to back Kickstarters, and then forget why I backed the Kickstarter because I got other things coming on. And then and I occasionally get the updates, skim it. Oh yeah, that. And then I skim them because I have to delete my emails. And then the thing from the Kickstarter comes, and I'm like, oh hey, right. And I completely forget what it is. Um, and if that's a PDF, it goes in my PDF folders. And then occasionally on Sundays, for those of you who regularly watch the stream, would know that occasionally on Sundays, what was I doing? Oh yes, occasionally on Sundays, I um, I do. What was I gonna say? Occasionally on Sundays, I will do a walkthrough. I should do those more often, honestly. I'll go through my files and be like, hey, check out this cool tabletop RPG that I forgot I had. And then we look at the source books and we look through them and how cool they are, and then sometimes that leads to me playing them on, with Arcana. I think we just went through the different ones for every, that. But yes, that leads to me then sometimes playing them more thoroughly, but in any case, oh yeah, so I have a box here. Here, see box. I will cover the addresses, but it's just a box. It is a very cool box, and it came to my door yesterday. It was delivered to my door yesterday. And yes, it was delivered to my door yesterday. And I don't remember exactly what's in here, so we'll see. And I figured, since I have all you guys as friends, I should do an unboxing on, because unboxing videos are fun. And then I get to see some of the cool stuff. Oh. Um. But yeah, I am stalling a little bit. Because I would have actually gone and, nope, L-Hawk 99. Completely different vibe. Okay, so, I put that up. Alright, so, we have one ad break, so I'm going to put up, I'm going to wait until that one is over, and then we're going to go and do all the other Discords, and then when that between the two of them, when that gets, yes, solidly, alright. Okay. I think we've... Yeah, no, it's being like that, where it'll tell you, oh, we're gonna do the thingy, and then it doesn't do the thingy. And then, it doesn't do the thingy. So... Yeah. Okay. So 47 seconds, as it were, and I think that might be the best way to do it. Let me do the thing. Let me go to, yes. Perfect. Okay. Alright. And we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Hi. Sorry. Alright, I'm gonna finally open up this dang box, and we're gonna see what's inside it. If I can figure out... Oh, yeah, it opens here. So, we got this. You ready? It's coming. It's coming. Here it goes. Here we go. And we got this. And... Oh, it's this one! And it has those... Oh, the peanuts that you can... So, they're these packing peanuts, right? And they can, they dissolve. So if you put them in, water, they dissolve into something, like, harmless. They're made of, like, starch or something, so they, like, puffed up cornstarch. They dissolve into cornstarch. You can, dump them down the drain. And you don't have to, like, they're good for the environment, and they don't take up, they're actually really helpful. Troller Games uses them, too. Okay, so, are you ready? See how cool this is. This is pretty freaking cool, okay? You guys ready? In an imperial world. Yes, okay, so. Sorry. This one. 13 parsecs from beyond the stars. You ready? What lies beyond the solar frontier? 13 parsecs beyond the solar frontier offers all the rules you need to run any sort of science fiction campaign, from gritty cyberpunk to outer space war dramas, to science fantasy in the grand planetary romance tradition, to hard sci-fi, isolationist starfang horror, and beyond. Whether your jam is Asimov, Lucas, Roddenberry, Larson, Bradbury, Clark, Dick, Gibson, Heinlein, or any other, 13P will do the job. Powered by OGRES, the celebrated rule system, it seamlessly integrates with our other games. Character archetypes ready to take the stars, including Augmented Blaster, Bounty Hunter, Diplomat, Merc, Mystic Knight, Psychic, and Slicer. Okay. Unique starship creation and combat rules that focus on the systems of your vessel and cover everything from tiny shuttles to full space stations and beyond. Ooh. Alien species including the android robot, Canis, Ducti, Thelis, Grey, Jalix, Romani, Saurian, and plus guidelines for creating your own original species. Fun. Cultural backgrounds to give your character unique history, fate points to give your players some extra agency, escape hits, make saves, and even engage in minor scene edits. Okay. Fate point systems are fun. Here. Actually, you know what? We're gonna be really clever about this. I can just bring up, so this is the physical copy, right? But, because I'm clever, I should have, there we go. And this one. 13 part, I do. Okay, so I should be able to do this. Yeah, this is the physical copy. I also have the PDF copy, so I can share it along with you guys. Because sharing on with the books is fun, but it's fun to have the books. And honestly, if you're sitting at a physical table together, having the books is quite handy. Which is why when I played Wizards, Definitely Wizards, I basically just photocopied. Or I printed, because I had a PDF, right? Print file document. So I just printed copies for myself and all my players. And a lot of the players gave them back, so I still have a bunch of printed copies. Which is fine, honestly. But, yeah, having a physical copy at the table is great. And if you have to look stuff up behind the scenes, also helpful. So you can flip through. So, a lot of the items from Merca, for example, I was like, oh, I'll just look it up in the book. Now, granted, that made it harder to share with the players, because I couldn't copy-paste the stat details to send along, but, yeah. They have the everything bagel, and they haven't used it yet, and I'm kind of excited about this. I kind of want to, so they were thinking of doing a battle royale, but I'm thinking more fight the big boss together. We'll see. Because they definitely want to do another one. I'm like, okay, you know what? Yeah. Jason Vey, system design. Okay, so introduction, multi-classing, determine viability. Okay, let's see what we got here. James Ward was a giant standing on the shoulders of giants. He created one of the first science fiction role-playing games, Metamorphosis Alpha. I've definitely heard of James M. Ward. Way back in the earliest days of our shared hobby, and is known for many years. Many works produced for TSR. Yep. Okay. It's not exaggerating to say that in some ways he was a legend of the hobby. What really made him great, though, is that he did not let that make him an arrogant or self-important. He knew his legacy, but he always strived to maintain certain humbleness about it. I'm on record stating that I consider Jim Ward a friend. To be 100% fair, he and I were not close friends, but we were more along the lines of friendly colleagues and acquaintances. We spent some time together at conventions, and we talked over email, telephone, and through Messenger many times. We knew each other, and the conversations I had with Jim meant the world to me. I found Jim always to be kind, warm, and understanding, and charitable. He always had time for friends, family, and fans. He never complained about being asked for a signature, and he always had a smile for someone he met. Even if he was in a hurry to get from point A to point B, he was never in too much of a hurry to stop and chat with anyone who wanted a few minutes of his time. Indeed, gaming and gamers were his life, and he was endearingly naive about the darker aspects of the fandom on the internet. Many were the times he said something completely innocent and was misinterpreted in the worst way possible by people always looking for someone to blame for their own pain, or just someone to rage against. Every time it happened, it stung Jim deeply because Jim cared about people. He really honestly did. I worked with Jim twice, once indirectly and once directly. Indirectly, I helped to rewrite many of the spells he submitted for a Trollord Games project, Elemental Spells, to bring the spells in line with the Siege engine, mechanics, and format. The direct collaboration was for a Trollord Games project, that alas never came to fruition. It was to be a sort of dictionary of culture and mythology to go in line with their storyteller dictionary and storyteller's thesaurus. In the end, we found the project to be far too encyclopedic to muddle down into a single small volume, and we had to let it go. He and I talked many times about working together on a science fiction project, and I had deep hopes that he would contribute to this book you hold in your hands. Then, on March 18th, 2024, just before GaryCon, Jim Ward rejoined the cosmos about which he wrote so much with a passion and intelligence. Everything changed, and now he and I will never work together on that science fiction project. I'm not sure what else to say. I'm not a eulogist, and other people knew him far better than me, but what I did know of Jim Ward, I loved him dearly. His loss is truly lost the entire hobby. Once again, I miss him all the time, and I sincerely hope that this little book has some way done him justice and been fitting tribute to his legacy. Rest in peace, Jim, and fly free among the stars. You've earned it. June of 2024. Okay. Oh. This one. Hang on. So they're starting this with a short story. I think I have a copy in here, too. Let me see. Sorry. That was touching and a lot of emotional. But, yeah, they start with a short story by Bill Coffin. And then, yes, introduction. Game of the Farthest Reaches Humanity, background of 13 parsecs. Then you've got abilities and XP and all of the, the fun stuff. What is the role-playing? They have what is the role-playing game section? What the book contains, future tech, measurements, text conventions, dice codes. D followed by that number represents the number of sides. Thus, D6 means 6-sided die. D20 means 20-sided die, etc. If you see a number before the D, that represents the number of dice rolled. 2d8 then means roll 2 8-sided dice. Right. You see percentile die or D percentage or D100 means roll 2 10-sided dice and read them as a percentage. Many dice sets these days come with a die that is marked as 10s, so it will read 0 to 90, as well as one simply marked 0 to 9. In this case, read the 10s die first. Otherwise, simply use 2 different dice with different colors and denote a 10 dice before rolling. For example, if you throw a percentile dice, they come up with the 10s die at 90, or 9 if you don't have a die marked at 10s, and the one die at 3, then it's a 93. If the die comes up as 0, 0, or 0, 0, 0, that's not a 0, but 100. Otherwise, 0 or 0, 0, 0, 0 means 0, so your range is 1 to 0, 0, or 1 to 0, 0, or 100. It's a little weirdly worded, but I get what they mean. Yeah. Role-playing game, player characters, GM responsibility, game master, how do I win? Okay. Alright. This seems pretty much like introductions, which is fun. Okay. Do you want me to read? Here's the question, because that's fun, and we could look. Hi! 13 parsecs! Yes, Phantom! Hey, I haven't seen you in ages. I heard you were in Italy, though, so it makes sense, because you were running off around Europe. But, welcome. Yes, 13 parsecs from Beyond the Stars. Here, I got it. It came in a box today, and I didn't know what was in the box, so I said, oh, well, I'll go look in the box. Yeah, I know. I just got it. Oh, you got a copy, too. Cool. But I had the PDF copy, so I brought up the PDF copy. That's this one. And it had a first one was a tribute to Jim Ward, because, yeah. Which makes sense, because apparently Jason Bay, who wrote the book, had worked with him before and was hoping to do a sci-fi collaboration, and then that fell, it didn't get a chance. So, dedicated it to Jim Ward. And, and Bill Coffin was the one who wrote the short story. Apparently Susan Vey did the proofreading. I'm guessing there's some relation there. Cover design is... Okay, Beneath Vaulted Sky and Cosmic Harvest. Okay, so that's the, cover design and trade dress. Elf layer, okay. It does not specify, cover art is Commander by Nicole Cardiff. 2000 so it was probably commissioned for it, I would guessing, if, Commander, yes. Copyright 2009 by Jason Vey, so I'm guessing they commissioned her for it, specifically, at some point. And then reused it for this one. But yeah. I like to credit cover artists because look at that. That's gorgeous, gorgeous art. So, worth crediting cover artists. And there's a few other artists too, apparently. Yeah. So, but yeah, I found. Yeah, I heard about that. Um, hello, hello. Yeah, absolutely. Always good to have you lurking in the background. It's always great to have friends hanging out in the back. But yeah, thanks for popping in to say hi. Um, yeah, they wrote a really touching memorial up in this book, which was nice. But yeah, for sure. Always good to have you around. Um, but yeah, but yeah, I'm just gonna say, yeah. So I got this one, and I might read the short story that goes with it, because short stories are fun, honestly. There's the non-human species, and then you got not using non-human species concept. So character, okay, so there's character creation, do step by step to character generation, space pirates and second, where okay, um, interesting. Hang on, let me try something. What the authors? Okay, this is it is okay. I see. So there are 30 pages worth of other stuff in here, which is fine. Always fun stuff. And the short story comes before then, so okay. Pick character. Eyes and ears in the world. Any parsecs or ticket to adventure. Your way to make your mark upon the world. Ideally, you would create a hero that will form the myths and legends of our ages past. A mortal hero who is remembered as a god in millennia to come. Creating characters is a relatively simple prospect that can be completed in 20 minutes or so at most. By simply following a step-by-step process. Let's dive in. Alright. If they say you can do character creation in 20 minutes, well, I got 20 minutes. Let's do one. Let's just dive in. I'm excited. I mean, short stories are fun, but let's dive in and create a character, because I am... Okay. I'm excited about this. Let's do it. Why not? Cheers. It came today, and it'll go in my stack of role-playing books, which I need to figure out how to stash in a way that's not a box that had 3 in it, and now I just kind of kept stacking them on top, so now the stack comes out of the box, and it's a whole thing. But I actually have a set of AD&D books that I don't actually use particularly much, because I don't play D&D particularly often, but and when I do, we usually go on the Fantasy Grounds, so there's that. But I do use the Monster Manual for updating the Greyhawk Wiki, of all things, because a lot of the monsters will, they'll reference that, and they won't put anything on it, so I'll look in the there, and it'll be there, and I'll have at least a little bit of something to put up on the wiki, so people have a vague idea of what is there. You don't put exact stats usually, but just some notes on their abilities and things on ecology. I got them at Aldi. I don't think I've ever seen them anywhere else, but these chocolate strawberry cream bars, and they're delicious. Okay. So, if I say we can create a character in 20 minutes, let's do it. Let's make ourselves a character. Are we ready? Let's see. Okay. I have a blank character sheet. A blank sheet. Oh, it's behind, right? So I do... Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's make a character. I'm excited about this. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and move the... rearrange my desktop a little bit, so... If I move no, that's the wrong one anyway. If I move obs... No, I don't want that. 20 over... Oh, no, stop it. Why is it assuming that I don't... Okay. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, there we go. So if I put this here... and then, okay. And I put that there, and then... Okay, you can go away. I'm trying to arrange my things in such a way as I can see chat, but... Okay, if I obs here, and put this up here, and this... Yeah, okay. So this will be how we'll have to do it. Okay, and then it tells me the ad break thing, too. Okay. I've nested my windows in such a way. I can't see the camera. So, if I'm way off camera, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But, oh, there it is. Okay. But, I have nested my things in such a way as I can see chat and see the thing here. So, I'm going to keep this up. Let's see. 8-step process, most of which is writing down important information so that you know how your hero's limitations ability. Much of your character will be statistical. That is, it will involve numbers that you'll add die rolls to when you face challenges that need to be overcome, but we'll get to that in a bit. For now, the steps to creating character are: generate attributes, come up with a concept, choose specific human or culture species or human cultural background, select a character class, determine vitality, probably like hit points or something, skills and secondary training, alignment, note language slots, equip your character, determine defense value, and assign fate points. Optional. Okay. Let's do it. Generate attributes. There are 6 attributes that you serve as your character's primary indicators of character's physical, mental, and emotional strengths and weaknesses. Strength, agility, toughness, intelligence, wits, and persona. Okay. Each defines an essential aspect of your character and will be used to make checks whenever some aspect of game is in question. Each attribute represent as follows. Strength is raw physical might your character can exercise, as well as indicator of their prowess in physical melee combat. It is the prime requisite for hunter soldiers, who both add strength bonuses to all attacks and damage rolls for melee combat. The only class to do so. Okay. Hunter soldiers. Alright, so only some classes do. Interesting. Instead of any one that attacks with a physical weapon. Noted. In general, the maximum amount of carry weight can carry is 15 times their strength score. Agility combines coordination, dexterity, and reflexes into a single score. It's an indicator of how good you are in ranged combat. It is the prime requisite for blasters, mystic warriors, and slicers, and serves in additional important defense for characters who have improved defense class ability. Also, and impose an agility-based penalty to opponents' rolls to hit in combat. Blasters, hunter soldiers, mystic warriors, and slicers also have agility bonus to strike with ranged weapons. These classes are the only ones that apply agility in combat in these ways. Okay. All class modifiers defense value to their agility bonus, subtracting their bonus from the final defense value. Okay. Okay. Toughness is physical constitution. So I'm thinking if you're subtracting it, that means you're looking for low armor classes, the way, or low defense value, like 80 in the early ones. With Thaco, you wanted your defense to be as low as possible. Ideally, like -10. But yeah, you want your armor class to be as low as possible. So, because of the way the math works. Okay. I'm guessing. Toughness is the physical constitution, resistance to harm, indicator of the amount of punishment you can suffer before dying. All characters add their toughness bonus to their roll of vitality at every level. Okay. Intelligence represents characters' mental acuity, their level of learning capability, their capacity for logic and reasoning, and in lay terms, their general IQ. As outdated as the term may technically be, it is the prime requisite for diplomats and engineers, and plays a role in speaking, reading, writing languages. All characters gain 1 language point per intelligence bonus, except for diplomats, who gain 1 language per point of intelligence. Intelligence bonus. Okay. Wits is your character's common sense, willpower, and perceptiveness. It is used to check any time a character needs to push through a situation with sheer force of will, to see if they pick up on social cues, sense deception, notice danger, hear noises. Where spots are hidden, it is one of the 2 possible prime requisites for psychics. Okay. Persona is a combination of physical beauty, charm, charisma, animal magnetism, and raw force of personality. It is often used to resist mind-affecting drugs and magic that attempt to overcome the personality of a character, or to make rolls to charm or influence others. It is a prime requisite for augments, and a second possible prime requisite for psychics. Now, that just because a character has high persona doesn't necessarily mean they are physically beautiful. And just because they have a low persona doesn't necessarily mean they are ugly. A character can be drop-dead gorgeous, but off-putting or crass. Likewise, they can be homely or unattractive, but have stark animal magnetism or leadership quality that can't be ignored. In the end, that is what the character looks like. It's entirely up to you, and persona represents more than just looks. That's why they had it in early things as your comeliness is separate, which is why Relin is gorgeous physically. He's just a hot mess emotionally, an emotional wreck, and therefore doesn't have very particularly good charisma because he's so clingy. He's a sweetheart, but he is a little hard to get along with sometimes. My players like him, though, so, you know, there is that. He's an NPC in our games, which I statted out as a full PC build because, reasons. Okay, right, so, there's Relin. Let's see. So, attributes. So what I'm seeing is I should write down, name, species, / background, and then we have attribute scores. Scores. Okay, attribute scores. We got strength. That's strength. You have to put the E in. Strength, agility, toughness. Agility, toughness, intelligence. I'm keeping an eye on the time. Mind you, I don't mind going over 20 minutes. If it takes more than 20 minutes, it takes more than 20 minutes. I'm not going to fault them that, but I do have to eventually go to work. So, wits, persona. Okay, the trip to the grocery store isn't going to happen today, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't need anything. Also, fuck Calibri. We're doing Times New Roman. This is, I am a bit of a font nerd. Beautiful. Okay. There we go. This will help. Alright, so persona. Okay, determine. Alright. Each attribute is express range from 1 to 20. An associated ability bonus. Players' characters begin with the game with a score ranging from between 7 and 18. Depending on the level of game you wish to run, there are different methods for determining attributes. At the beginning of the game, the GM should choose one of these methods, and all players that use the method generate scores. 2d6 plus 6 for each attribute. Ooh, interesting. So 2d6 plus 6, as opposed to 4d6 drop the lowest. It's 2d6 plus 6. So you have a minimum of 8 in any given score. After scores are recorded, the prime requisite may be raised to a maximum of 20 by reducing another attribute by 2 points for each 1 point prime requisite is raised. So whatever your class's main thing is, no more than one score may be 20. If more than one score reaches 20, is reduced to 18. This method is best for gritty games that skew toward an average, with heroes excelling in their prime requisite area and have one or more in which they have measurable weakness. It tends to create very dynamic characters. Method 2 is 4d6, keeping the best 3 results, and arrange the resulting scores to taste. This method tends to heroes with greater range of attributes who are much more dynamic and customizable. It is conceivable with this method to have a character with scores below 7. Method 3, the GM assigns a point-buy system, deciding what they want the average score to be for the player characters, and assigning that number 6 times 6 in points. This method creates completely customizable characters, but players are forced to make hard choices, sacrificing ability in some areas to gain high scores in others. Under such a system, no more than a single attribute should be allowed to go beyond 18 to 20. A suggested base point spread is 75 points, which evenly spread of 4 abilities at 12 points and 2 at 13, or a balanced spread of 17, 15, 14, 12, 10, and 8. Which, okay, that's pretty close to standard, right? Okay. You could also, so you can, yes, so average times 6, so 75. 6 times 9 is 6 times 12 is 72. 6 times 9 is 54, so 6 times 11 66. So it's 6 times, so it's just over 12. Because 6 times 13 is 6 times 13 is 74. No, 6 times 13 is 78. Yeah, 78. So 78. So 6 times 13 is 78. And which, yeah, so it's between 12 and 13. Okay. As your average. All the 12 and 2 at 13. Kind of that. Say it's just weird to times 6, and then they give you one that's not times 6, and I am pulling it out so I can't see the chat, but that's okay. I am trying to keep an eye on chat at points. What my plan was to go to, oh yes, so I'm gonna go with method 1, because you know the 2d6 plus 6, simply because it's the one that's completely unique to this one, and so I think it's kind of fun. Let's do it. I'm gonna grab these 2d6s because I happen to have them. These 2d6s. I'm gonna. All right, so I'm gonna roll. I think what we can do, in order. Yeah, it's roll in order. Okay, so we'll roll in order, and then we'll pick our prime based on what we get. Let's do it. Let's roll them in order. Okay, so that leads us, let's see, toughness, strength. Ooh, not great. That's 3, 6, Uh, 9. That's a 9 strength. Ooh. We're off to a great start so far. Let's see. Hopefully we're better at agility. Okay, that's 7. That's 13. Okay, double digits at least. Toughness. Are you ready? I can see why they say this is gritty and low. Okay, that's 11. Again, double digits, so, you know, not terrible. Let's see intelligence. Maybe we're better on the brain side of things. Or these dice hate us. Either way. Okay, 4, 5. Again, another 11 intelligence, so not the brainiest. Hopefully one of the wits or persona is, like, decent. We'll see. Not so much. That's 10 wits. Okay. Alright, now we need a charming personality. You ready? Hopefully. We get a charming personality with this. That's a 12. Alright, I'm going to... Alright, they're gonna have an ad break. So, I'm gonna get more liquid. And we're gonna figure out what we do with this spread. Because we can add one of them up to 2. Then lean into a weakness and just get something. Half decent scores. Yeah, I can see why that might be gritty. I think we'll re-roll one of them. Which I know it's not standard, but I especially if one of you wants to throw channel points at it, be helpful. Consider that. Consider throwing some channel points. I'm going to grab... I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here, and... What a good... Okay, let me pop this down. Yeah, I'm going to put me under... There we go. Yeah. Okay. Give me a sec. Actually, no, I should probably make sure this is open then if I'm not going to bother with it. We need some water. Thank you for being patient. Carrying 3. 3's pretending not to... Okay. Hello. I am back. Oh, okay. Still longer ad break, so, you know, rack. But I have water and liquid, so if anyone doesn't have ads. Okay. Hi. Welcome in. Yep. Welcome on in. Boop. Mm-hmm. In the middle, strong. Yep. Yep. That's the idea. Is that that's why I put the ad up. Okay. Beep. Yep. All right. A trench coat. Hydration is important. I have enhanced water. You should all be hydrating too. So I just rolled up a character. And we had a methodology. I think your background. Hopefully. But I got this new book. Oh, right. So, explanation. I got a brand new book. Came today. Called 13 Parsecs. I'm pretty sure we're past the ad break part. Yes. Okay. So I got this book called 13 Parsecs. I have a PDF copy too. So I basically brought up the PDF copy to show it off. But it's pretty cool. It's got cool illustrations, and it's a nice text. Cover art Nicole Cardiff did a really good job with. But my point on that, I suppose, on all of that, is yes. So my point on vis-a-vis all of that was, hi, welcome on in. I rolled up there. They have a character creation method, which is 2d6 plus 6 for all stats going in order, right? So I want to show you my stats because I rolled terribly. Mind you, this is with 2d6 plus 6, so essentially, guarantee of at least 6, and you'd think the average would be plus 3, so 5. So the average would be about 11, right? Yeah, the average would be about 11. So, no, 12. Yeah, the average would be somewhere closer to 13. Yeah, the average would be somewhere around 12 to 13 for all of them. This is what I got. This is my I'll show you my spread. You're gonna, nope, not that one. I put down this one. Yep. That's my spread. 2d plus 6. That's 2d6 plus 6 for all of them. That's what I got. Nothing great. So we're gonna have to figure this out. I can, hypothetically, if one of you would spring a couple of channel points in, or bits are nice too. But bits and or channel points, I could re-roll one of them. I can give myself a re-roll. I can use channel points. I get infinity channel points because I get all the vibe points because I am the vibe. But yeah, I get infinity vibe points, which is kind of fun. But what I was gonna say. So I could re-roll one of them. The question is, what do I want to risk it with? I guess maybe I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna do it a little wonky. I'm gonna choose. Let's see what we do with these stats and what I can do with this numbers. Our recordability bonuses. Okay, so it's slightly different. 9 to 12 is 0. So let's see. 9 to 12 is, so I got a 0 bonus for strength. Bonus 0. Well, let's put it in parentheses. Agility is 13. That gives me a +1. Okay. Toughness is 11. Also gives me a 0. Sucks to suck. Intelligence, also a 0. Wits is 10. Also a 0. I don't have any negative modifiers, which is good. Just painfully average, right? Also a 0. Okay, so I have exactly 1 plus 1. Where, yeah, and 20 is +4. So I have 1 plus 1. That's kind of sucky. Let's see what we got here. We'll hold off on anything crazy until I've got this going. Character has 3 categories of abilities. First, tier 1 are prime requisite for your character class. Or tier 1 is the prime requisite for your character class. This ability calls Aspect. My character is aspected towards strength. If your character class changes later, your tier 1 ability is not changed. It always stays at the prime requisite for the first class you choose. Then you choose 2 other abilities, which are tier 2 abilities, referred to as normal abilities. The 3 remaining abilities are tier 3 abilities, referred to as disadvantage abilities. These abilities each have an associated check bonus. The check bonus for your prime requisite stats at +2 and improves by +1 for every 3 levels. Oh! So basically, you get to... That's an interesting system. So essentially, you would, I mean, it might... Alright. You even get to pick what ability I reroll. How about that? And either that or agility is we're gonna pick a class that gives us... I could pick 2 different D6s. See if different dice help. Let's say you. Carrying 3 is pretending not to be 3 kobolds in a trench coat. Okay. I have 2 other d6s right here. So if you sprung for the reroll, and you get to pick which one I reroll. And then I'll have 2 different d6s, and then it'll hopefully get to be a better number. It's 3d6 plus 6, so I can't roll terribly. Well, I can't roll as badly as I could on 3d6s. Let's see. These abilities each have an associated check bonus. The check bonus for your prime requisite starts at +2 and improves, okay, for every 3 levels. Your tier 2 abilities have a check bonus of +1 at level 1 and improve by +1 every 4 character levels. Finally, your tier 3 abilities have no bonus at first level, but improve by +1 every 5 levels. The following table illustrates the progression. Okay, cool. So we have extra bonuses besides the character one, so that's not terrible. But, okay, good. So which ability? We got, our abilities are, let me show you. It's going to take more than 20 minutes now, but that's okay. Strength, agility, toughness, intelligence, wits, and persona. So, you know, there's those ones. Which one do you think I should get the reroll on? Agility so far, I'll show you, is my highest. +1. And depending on the class, I'll get extra bonuses on those too. But, I'll have to pick which ones go tier and which ones don't. Which will be, yeah. So the question is, which of these should I re-roll? Because you're friends in the reroll, you get to pick. But yeah. I guess strength. Okay. To be fair, only strength-based classes get to add their strength to weapons attacks. Fun fact. But let's see what we get for strength. 4 and a 5. See? 4 and 5 is 9. Plus 6 is 15. So now we got... Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, so that's 15. Which brings our bonus up to... Also plus 1. Okay. 13 and 15 is plus 1. Still, we got 2 plus 1s instead of just a... Okay. Still. Yeah, 18 is only plus 3, so... And a 16 or 17 would be a plus... 2. Yeah, they have a higher bulge in the middle of zeros, so that it evens out and makes the lower work better. So, okay. Yeah, 9 through 12 are zeros. They have a higher bulge in the 0, which in turn leads to it doesn't go as low and it doesn't go as high. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, as opposed to just a 9 or a 10 are at 0, it's 9, 10, 11, and 12 are at 0, which skews the numbers a little bit. Okay, let us do that. So let's go... Okay, so... Yep, 13 parsec character. We don't know what we're doing with this yet, but basically it says you can do the character creation in 20 minutes, so I was like, okay, let's do it. But it's already been pretty much 20 minutes, and we haven't even, you know, managed anything. But that's because we re-rolled and we got distracted. But, okay, which is fine. You know what? Honestly, let's do it. I guess we could do another stream about this later. Let's see, persona. Okay, yeah. So attribute checks. So we'd get to pick. Let's see. 20 comes up with a 14, and plus 1 minus 17 total. Not enough to lift the gate. Okay. Oh, you have to reach 20, but the GM allows... Interesting. So for checks have to hit a DC 20, but the GM allows for circumstance bonus. It's sort of like in... what's I going to say? You know what you have to hit ahead of time, but what you have to hit in this case is 20. But yeah, you know what you have to hit ahead of time, but the DM can then impose bonuses or penalties on the roll itself. Um, as opposed to the DC goes up and down depending on what you need to do. Like the Rogue Trader, where the DC is always your, well, yeah, the DC. Oh, the DC itself does shift. Um, yeah, I know the DC, you up and down the DC, but there's no bonuses on the roll. It's just all bonuses on DC. This one has all bonuses on the roll and none on the DC. Whereas something like D&D has bonuses on both the roll and a shifting DC based on the difficulty of the task. Huh. Essentially. Interesting. Okay. Generally speaking, a failed roll cannot be rechecked. It simply means that your character cannot accomplish the task at hand. The GM may, under certain circumstances, at their discretion, allow additional checks, but there should always be some sort of consequence or increased difficulty for trying again. For more on attribute checks, how they work, see chapters 4 and 5. Concept is essentially the character in 13 parsecs is your ticket to legend, fame, and fortune. For the most part, the conceit of this game and setting is that your heroes are walking the path of legendary heroes, even though they aren't simply mortal heroes. Your GM may craft adventures for you based on an infinite number of approaches to the genre, from hard sci-fi to Isaac Asimov with his Foundation series, and rules of robotics to the militarism or mysticism of Robert Heinlein, to planetary exploration in the vein of Gene Roddenberry, to the Barsoomian Adventures of Edgar Rice Burroughs, to the Galactic Wars of George Lucas, Tech Noir of Philip K. Dick, or the Cyberpunk of William Gibson, and beyond. That's why it's so important to discuss your setting that will be run with your game master before you dive into character creation. Not every setting, for example, will have augments who are overloaded with mutant superpowers, and some may not even have ace pilots or space travel at all. Science fiction covers a mind-bogglingly broad suite of genres and subgenres, and establishing the expectations right from the start is essential to a successful game. More can be found about these genres and their tropes in Chapter 5. Okay, non-human species. Alright, let's see what we got. An inclusion of non-human species is an optional part of the character generation. A player who wishes to create a human being can skip this part and move directly into choosing character class. Herein you'll find options to play everything from intelligent robots to alien creatures from deep cosmos. Human characters who so choose may instead choose a human cultural background. See the next section below. But again, this is not by no means required. These species offer specific benefits and drawbacks that humans do not possess. In return, they suffer experience penalties before they can choose their character class. All non-human species begin play with 0 to hit and no aspected, normal, or disadvantages check bonus. Interesting, they do, however, begin play with a single die of vitality points as described under their species, and the ability to use weapons and armor as determined by their species archetypal cultural, plus other benefits as described in the species. After the character obtains the requisite experience, they reset experience to 0 and may choose a character class as standard, gaining a second vitality die based on their class and all other abilities the class offers. Okay, so you're level 1, so you don't get your class at level 1, you get a, you don't get a class at level 1, you get your class at level 2, sort of, second vitality die. In essence, a non-human species is a single-level character class, which does not carry multi-classing penalty associated with it. The real reason for this is to offset the additional benefits from non-human species gain. The in-game explanation could be that some are long-lived and are in no hurry to make mark on the galaxy. Precursors to humanity who have already made their mark and have grown complacent as a species as a result. Others may be arrogant about their place in the universe and thus train more slowly. Still others might have skills that are so alien to human beings such as skills have no role in a galactic campaign. What sets humans apart is that they have an innate tenacity and determination not possessed by other species in the cosmos. Interesting. So it's like a little bit what they did in the early, where elf was a character class, not just a species. It's like that, but just for one level, and you multi-class out of it, essentially. You can multi-class out of it. That's interesting. I am not necessarily opposed to that. It's an interesting concept. However, as a character creation, I would think, although, if we pick a non-human species, we can then avoid having to pick a class, which is kind of fun. And then, I would guess you would get the, what was I going to say? You would probably get, you probably get a plethora of benefits to being a non-human class. And then, yes, you would pick a non-human class, and then you don't have to pick a class, essentially, which kind of could be fun. Okay, it's 2:30. I just got to keep an eye on the time. Wow. Okay. Because it said you could do character creation 20 minutes, and that is a little bit of a lie. Although I suppose I could have if I wasn't streaming. We got android or robots, canis, puppies. A canine species representing worlds where canines evolved intelligence, bipedal structure, and opposable thumbs instead of or in addition to apes. The Varger are the frickin' traveler example. Most canine species tend to be highly communal and fiercely loyal, but also prone to unpredictable outbursts, which can be deadly. Canines tend to be warlike with powerful hunting instinct, but also highly social creatures, always seeking out companionship. They can be boisterous and energetic, but are generally enjoyable companions overall, so long as they do not perceive their trust has been betrayed. Medium. Gain no special benefits or drawbacks based on their roughly human size. D8 vitality dice. Depends on what general breed of canine, which can vary widely from world to world from which they evolve. Choose any one attribute. Canis believes a +2 on save checks using that attribute. Once chosen, the attribute cannot be changed. Okay. Astounding sense of smell. They gain a perceptionally of a slicer at 50%, adding plus 15% to their base for any check involving smell. In addition, they can track as a first level hunter soldier, adding oh wow, plus 15 to efforts to track by smell. Neither of these abilities advance normally unless they become part of the Canis regular character class, though Canis can choose to forego advancing normal class abilities to instead advance one of these two abilities by 5% to a maximum of 95%. Interesting. Weapons and armor. So use percentage for skill checks. Huh. That is an interesting. Or ability checks, not ooh, huh. See, the way mounting with character creation means you're like, you don't necessarily know what the numbers help with. Any weapon, any armor. XP costs 2,000, so you have to get to 2,000 XP before you can, essentially, I would guess that means you have to get to 2,000 XP before, well, if you're picking a character creation, you don't have any XP, so I'm guessing you would probably get all the XP, let's see. Okay. After the character obtains the requisite experience, they reset experience to 0 and then choose character class. Okay, so you have to get 2,000 before you can buy your way into an actual class. Gray alien. Okay, hang on. Decti, biotechnology improves their alternate forms. Now to Decti work remotely like a result. There are many ways what would happen if a murder culture like that in medieval Japan, including internal social mobility and dove headfirst into full-on transhumanist ideals. Honor and loyalty mean a great deal. School in this. Oh, yeah, I guess. But okay, 2,000, and then gray aliens. Augmentation as first level augment. All spent during character creation represent the biotechnological advantages received. If the leader enters the augment character class, they do not count against those they gain with the class. Oh, school in the summertime, no class. I see it. All right. I see what you did there. Okay. I kind of. Okay. Let's. Jalek, yeah, to reading through, yeah, I feel like it would be, you could create a character in 20 minutes if you didn't read, if you kind of knew, had read through ahead of time, or just agreed to take, Jaleks, which is the bug monster creatures, I think, natural weapons to form a claw and bite attacks, yep. Remoni, which are, like, silicon-based life forms, buffeted by severe electrical storms. Ooh. Physiological adaptations deal with these conditions, including the resistance to and generation of bioelectrical energy. Highly individual people and prone to severe mood swings, being exceptionally stoic one moment and raging over some slight, meal or magic the next. They are a race of lusty creatures who embrace all that life has to offer, but woe betide anyone who accidentally insults our money during a drinking binge. Alright. Saurians. Quite simply a species on whose homeworld the reptiles evolved instead of primates. They hail from the star systems orbiting a star known as Sirius. We know as Sirius, they are military-minded, race bent on galactic conquest. They possess a high level of technology, including fast light travel, and have all but exhausted the natural resources on their world. They travel galaxies, stripping other worlds of their own resources to maintain their military-industrial complex. They have even destroyed entire stars, mining them for plasma. Modus operandi when arriving on a populated world is to spy on the population from afar, becoming educated in their native cultures. Then they disguise themselves as dominant species and appear as friends, offering miracle technology to help the species in question. Meanwhile, they secretly harvest the world's natural resources, passing off the environmental changes as dangerous climate change, which they're attempting to stave off. Ooh, okay, they're the lizard guys from conspiracy theory. Okay. Fear and paranoia, establishing military dictatorship. Finally, when the world is nearly uninhabitable, they generously offer to transport the people to a new home, and the population is completely consumed, both culturally and literally. They become the common view are in the common view of other races cannibalistic, meaning that in addition to the lower animals, they consume other intelligent bipedals for food. They also enslave other species to serve as soldiers in their ongoing war with the galaxy. Don't believe in their people's activities and have formed an offshoot society seeking peaceful coexistence with other species. So they're like, no, we want to stop this nonsense. Creating new fantasy species. Sample new species. Ooh, Catboy. Wow. Cutie. Okay. Call them Phyllis, a name given by humans. They have their own interspecies name for themselves. First, we consider with a cat, the graceful, stealthy, and can see in the dark. Their whiskers allow them to balance and navigate when you're blind, and they have claws that are deadly to their prey. They're also willfully and stubborn. That gives us plenty to work with. Size, vitality, saves, senses, weapons, and armor. Think about what we need for Phyllis. We want them to be the same size as most others, so we go with medium. 30 feet below, no other benefits. Basic D8. Their willful +2 to persona saves, representing their allure and forced personality. We could go with wits, but in this case, persona works better. Senses certainly include night sight, but we also give them vibration sense through the whiskers. Basics, light weapon and short bows, knowing they are getting natural weapons. This basic tap block look like this. Alright, that's the facts. Okay. Species size and benefits. Small, medium, and large. While the creatures may be as tiny or as minuscule as large or as tiny as minuscule or as large as gargantuan, player character species generally do not fall outside of the range small to large. Sizes for species grant the following benefits and drawbacks. Small creatures have a movement of 20 feet. Unless they have special movement ability, they also improve their defense value by 2 against larger ones. Medium creatures have movement of 30 feet, no special bonuses. Large creatures have movement of 35 feet. They impair the defense bonus by 1 against smaller medium creatures. When rolling damage, large creatures add +1 to damage dealt. Okay. And then you got the cultural backgrounds. Treats player characters as exemplary people who take advantage of the ability we all have to exceed and go beyond our cultural norms. So human beings in this game are not defined by their culture. Still, if you wish, you can choose to take a cultural background at character creation. Archetypes from which you can choose. Okay, backgrounds and benefits. Okay. Okay. Cool. I don't need viewers. I mean, formal comedian, hi. Welcome on in. I don't need the viewers. I have you, and I have Sig, and I would like people to view because they want to view, and if people don't want to view, then I can't force them to. I don't have any funds to pay them with anyway, so, you know, I wouldn't want to pay them to watch anyway. Like, it's the way you do viewers is it's the other way around. Usually that's the money flows from the the audience to the creator, ideally. Sometimes not much, and and it flows via alternate routes, advertising revenue and stuff, and the platforms, and sometimes that's not much at all, and that's okay because you create. That's true. It is a more informal channel. I'm not pushing for making it as such. Although it'd be nice to get more revenue. I would say it would be nice to get like $50 every few months and not just 2 or 3 times a year, you know? It would be nice to get more funds, but also I know that my viewers are cash strapped and I'm not reaching a lot of people, so it's fair that it doesn't accrue that much, but it is what it is, and if I put in the grind, I might be able to attract other viewers, but but I'm not gonna, force them to watch. I can't offer much in the way of funds for them anyway. So, and if people want to watch, they want to watch. I'm putting it out there for everyone who wants to see, and if no one wants, um, okay. Yes, list of backgrounds and benefits, species or background, culture background abilities. Yes. Colonist. Rugged and survivor, born and bred to forging paths and bring new worlds under influence of Earth or your home planet. Corporate underworld background. Cultural background abilities. Okay. Craft. Um, um, Craftspeople are highly prized in such communities. Crafting community cultures or families are heavily influenced by artistic and maker aspects of their culture. Whether these are potters, cobblers, carpenters, blacksmiths, leather workers, even gunsmiths or shipbuilders, they have crafting background that parcel of who they are. Right. A d6 of vitality die. Toughness-based saves. Led to stamina endurance. Related to stamina endurance. Plus 30 movement. Since it's normal. And then desert. Hail from a community that has lived in the desert for many generations. Okay. D8 for vitality die. And then mining worlds. Okay. Mining. So you get some from that. Scholarly background cherishes knowledge, research, learning. Jack of Jill of all trades, so you can sometimes make known that just enough to be dangerous. So you've picked up a few things along the way, and you're primed to become adept diplomat. Okay, space runner. Running cargo from place to place, either legitimately or under the wire. The types of space runners also go to space truckers, vary fairly widely. Corporate sponsored runners bringing desperately needed supplies and equipment to colonists. Others are runners for contraband. Space trucker. Space lanes, navigation is bonus skill. Transhumanist. Have embraced the concept of forced evolution, improvement based on physical augmentation of the human form. A marshmallow miner. I mean, marshmallows are technically a plant, so you'd be a marshmallow farmer. Yeah, you'd be a marshmallow farmer. Actually, would be more of a, because the mallow. So the idea behind marshmallows. Okay, this is why I have scholar background. Oh, for frick's sake, it's gonna give you an ad. And I can't explain about how marshmallows exist. Dang it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna wait till the ad's over. Let's see. As they look and often behave differently, natural humans, some have even proposed that they have leave humanity behind and they are no longer entitled to human rights. Though thankfully such voices, though loud, are a minority. These people make decision to change their physical beings to suit their own image of what they could be, and this makes them many uncomfortable. A hotbed of rights issues and social change has begun around the movement. Statistically speaking, background is almost identical to the Decti alien species, both representative basic biological life forms that have embraced artificial augmentation. Transhumanists humans are not inherently militaristic, so their weapons and armor proficiency is different. In some settings, transhumanists may indeed have taken off movement after the first contact with Decti. D8. You get to choose your saves because you are thingy. Okay. Warrior. Character class. Next, choose your character class. There are 8 character classes available to 13 parsecs. The Augment, the Blaster, Diplomat, Engineer, and the Hunter-Soldier. The Mystic, the Warrior, the Psychic, and the Slicer. Depending on your campaign, some classes may be restricted for rarity or may altogether be unavailable. Consult your Game Master for information on which classes may be limited or not available. Okay, you're back. Cool. Oh, I don't have the PDF up. Okay, there's an entire PDF of stuff that I didn't have up because I'm reading it, I'm skimming it and stuff, but I was gonna say marshmallow, the way marshmallows work. Because I knew some of you would do the ads, but I'm almost certain Sig wasn't. So I'm telling you this, marshmallows are farmers. They grow, marshmallow is are made by using mallow root, to give it that texture. The way you do mallow, it's marshmallows use mallow and sugar. It's an extract of a plant that grows on Earth right now, but I would imagine there'd be farms for it Yeah, so you'd probably be a marshmallow farmer rather than a marshmallow miner, simply because of the nature of how marshmallows work, if that makes sense. Now, marshmallow farmer makes some sense because you'd be growing the mallow root, and and actually you could probably piece together a whole thing where you were your um I don't know what you would the background you would use, but you would, I don't know if any of them are agricultural. Hang on, that's interesting. None of them are. You come from an agriculture warrior, transhumanist, space runner, scholarly. Yeah, they don't have a agrarian background. Interesting. Crafting, um, corporate or underworld, colonist. I mean, colonist kind of. Um, yeah. Extreme survival, find food and resist extreme temperature and hostile and climate. 50% and never increases. You may, however, then when you gain a character class, choose each level gain for go, increasing one of your class abilities to go with background ability instead. Up once per level. Half damage resisting in heat and cold. Ability to repair and maintain machinery. That's it. Okay. Science ability of an engineer. 50%. Okay. But you don't have any colonist. Anthropology psychological. Yes, okay. But my point is you don't have a farmer background. I feel like that's a oversight. But okay. So I guess if you're a farmer, you start with a okay, yes. When you're in campaign, character defines the relationship to the world and skills they develop to deal with life where things go bump in the night are real and the boogeyman really is in the closet or under the bed. In brief, the classes can be defined as follows. Augment, Bioware, cybernetics are powers that elevate you beyond the common number of your species. So, transhumanist, but a more of a class ability as opposed to blaster. You're a space gunfighter. Capable of putting a plasma bolt through a half-inch hole several times. You can talk your way into or out of anything. Engineer, you are the one people need when things break down or tech needs to be innovated yesterday. You're the training and the guts to track a mark, create strategies, and engage in frontal assaults. Mystic Warrior, your mind and body are one, and both equally deadly. Psychic, whether it's pyrokinesis, empathy, or mind control, you can harness the raw power of your mind to create dramatic effect. Yeah, that's not happening for our guy, because he's entirely useless at mental. Not useless, but no bonuses whatsoever. I suppose I could pick one of these. Slicer, from blending into high society or basic B&E or hacking into high security computer system, people turn to you when they need something unsavory. They maybe just don't trust you. Okay. All right. I needed more time than I had. Okay. Each class outlined in the same way. Here's a look at the class. The name, the advancement table, description, vitality dice. Dice. This type of dice you roll for vitality each level. Vitality points are a sort of abstract method of how effective your character is at battle at any given time. They are representing cuts, bruises, gashes, slashes, and real damage to near misses and pure blind luck. As you lose vitality, you are less effective in combat, again on an abstract level, and closer to losing the battle or even death. Characters get maximum vitality for their first and reroll for every level thereafter. As a psychic, for example, has a d6 vitality die, so at the first level they get 6 points of initial vitality plus the toughness bonus. This forms their first vitality dice. When they reach level 2, they have a total of 2 vitality dice. They roll another d6 and add it to the initial, and so on. Unless otherwise stated, you always add any toughness bonus you pass to every roll for vitality. Okay, I need to, weapons and armor. Okay, saving throws. Aspect, the tier 1 class ability of the class. The following list of abilities you get for being part of that class, which explain how each ability works. Okay, here's the question though. Do you pick... So if you pick a cultural background, you get game proficiencies and stuff. What was I going to say? What does it say? Alternate, if everyone in the game chooses a background or species, or both, you can offer a bank of 1,000 XP, the cost of the cheapest backgrounds and species. Any background or species that costs 1,000 XP or less allows starting with character class. Other background species gain 1,000 XP discount on their choice. Thus, a character begins with 1,000 500 point species or background would only need to earn 500 XP before choosing a class. This allows something closer to a more traditional race, species, and class approach to the game while still maintaining internal balance. Okay, that works. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay. And then, okay, so the 1,000 XP, most of them are 1,500. I don't think any of them are 1,000 for craft or desert or. Okay, 1,000. All right, so essentially, I think. Here's where we get tricky. Ready? So you get the backgrounds, right? So you can choose not to take a race or background. And if not, you just kind of don't you get your character class later. Pack tactics and a bite. Plus your attack roll if you're coordinating with a ally. Vital strike ability for first level slicer. Ooh, vital strike ability of the first level slicer does not improve unless the Canis either enters the slicer character class, and then the Canis may choose to improve it, or they can, as they can their sensory abilities above. Oh, the tracking. Yes, yeah, so you can get 5% per. So you can get sneak attack even essentially. I'm guessing that's. It sounds like sneak attack. Essentially, is you can get sneak attack. It sounds like Vital Strike. Yeah, Vital Strike is similar to sneak attack. Although Pathfinder First Edition has both, but it sounds like it's a slicer ability. So I'm guessing it's some sort of like target really areas. See, this is interesting. The system I think it's interesting to say, okay, well, you can just jump on your character class, or you can have a background that gives you. So that's an interesting balance thing, and what would be curious for me is tiered abilities. Characters first, prime requisite for your character class aspect. If you change your character class later, tier 1 does not change. Okay. Of the class, choose 2 other abilities, which so you choose tier 2 abilities, and then disadvantage abilities. So you pick your abilities, you get your prime, and then you get your 2 other tiers of them. Okay, attribute check. Oh, we should attempt to reach a target of 20 or better. Okay. +0 to hit, no aspected, normal disadvantage check bonus. Okay, they say experience penalty for the begin play with they over begin play with a single vitality point as determined by their species. Weapons and armor is determined by their species, archetype, cultural. They choose a character class as standard, gain a second vitality die. Okay, so it says they gain a second vitality die based other abilities the class offers. So I'm guessing they do pick their aspect, normal, and disadvantage. Yeah, because aspect is tied to the class, which means I'm guessing that they pick a full suite of aspected, normal, and disadvantaged when they gain their class at presumably second level. Because that's the other thing, is do you get the non-human, people with species or background get that? And I'm guessing yes, but not until they get a class, which kind of tracks of what you would do with your class bonus. And yeah, because you can yeah. Alright. Yeah, so I'm thinking you would get that as well when you level up your class. The question is, should I create a character who has the benefits of this and a class level, like a second level character? Or should I just skip? That's something to think on. I would say. But right now, I need before work. So I need to end the stream here. It took longer than we thought it did, but it's interesting, and I think it's a good idea with these things. So I'm thinking tomorrow's Greyhawk Day, but Thursday we dive back into this, and we actually get the character built. that'll give me a few days to think on it. Um, yeah, and I didn't know worthwhile mining or anything for the stream, but um, I didn't do any writing, so I can't give myself any points. However, if anyone in the chat has been writing, or working on, um, translations or transcriptions or something while we've been working on this, if you want to claim your words, you absolutely can. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, you absolutely can. You absolutely can take your words if you want. That is a viable option. And yeah, you can absolutely claim your words. If not, cool. It is Nano. It is tournament rather. No Novalember is the one that's called, and is the new challenge we're doing. And yeah, Novalember, write the novel during November. I'm not doing that, but I am doing Got and um. Ooh, Lady Emily, right? The thief one who stole the stuff. I remember her. Not Rona. She's the like evil version of Rona, kind of. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do this. So I'm going to send you off to rating. Where are we rating to, you might ask? Well, that's a tricky part. So let's see where we have our options here. Oh, before I forget, because I forgot last stream because it was a charity stream, so I was more focused on, getting all the support Trans Lifeline on Saturday, but Discord, stuff like that. Oh, Shy just followed. Thank you, Shy. If you're in chat, you absolutely can put your words in. Do that now. Bring out your words. Bring out your. Let me actually get it. If anyone is writing, now's your chance. Bring out your words. Bring out your words. Okay, we're raiding. I feel like we should raid another. Liching hour. Okay, Taryn. Oh, Taryn's drawing a cat though. Pride is doing lobby. We got options for the Game Tomes. Let's go with Starborn Striker. Yeah, we're going for that. And if anyone is, let me just check something. No, Starborn Striker's not a GOT author. Hang on. Nope. Not a GOT author. Okay. Why doesn't it automatically? Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we're going to Lady Winter, I think. Stream. Yeah. We're gonna go with GOT. All right. We're gonna go here. Let us go. We're gonna run. Okay. Let's do it. All right. Off we go. Thank you all for coming. Take care of yourselves. I will see you tomorrow for Greyhawk Day. Boop. And we're good.